Should I try out the intro?
I would love you to try out the intro.
Oh, yeah, if you want to go for it here. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna use.
Do you guys straight stage fright? Do you want me to turn around?
Yeah. Turn around. Don't look at me. Actually, if anything, just step out of the.
Oh,
window.
actually, let
Do
me
you have
turn on
performance
the
fright?
right,
Sometimes a little bit.
on the overhead lights.
I have
Overhead
trouble.
lights, as if we have a studio.
Yeah.
The lights.
Hit the overhead light. Turn. Hello, and welcome to Los Spookies, where we'll be talking about the mysterious and frightening. Are you intrigued by the things that go bump in the night? Maybe by the sound coming from the attic, or the tapping on your window at 3 in the morning. Are there really rats in your walls? Is there a monster in the closet? Or is it already under your bed? Sit back and enjoy as we talk about this and similar topics that might keep us up at night.
Yeah, you already know. Welcome back to Los Spookies. Los Spookies.
Hey.
Okay, I think today we actually have a very, very well-organized episode. We have some topics that we want to get through, and we have some interesting opinions that, for the most part, I believe not only the internet, but also our own friend group has some disagreements with some of these takes. They're kind of divisive, but
There do be discourse.
but remember, if we have nothing to input, why would we be doing this, right? This is our own way of giving back to the discourse for all of these topics. And today we're actually going to be focusing on a lot of media in horror. But before we even get into our episode, I want to introduce our ensemble here, starting with myself. It's my name is Alan. I am your first host. And then we have
It's your boy, Fuzzy.
It's Big Dog El Oso.
Are you a dog or a bear?
You're right, my bad.
Yeah,
I was just trying to be. You're right.
Yeah. Well, that is our ensemble today. I will
Per
say,
usual.
we don't have any special guests tonight, but there is an emergency take here. See, our boy Fuzzy over here has been dealing with the sickness due to his love and disdain for Friday the 13th. That's where he got it. But so if he's a little bit more quiet on today's episode, you know why. Before all of that, let's wish him to get well soon. And why don't we get started with our first topic today, Brian, and talk about the movie that we just actually went to go see together, Undertone.
That's right. We held hands and everything. I was scared.
I was about to say no, we didn't, but yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Undertone. That is the movie about the crazy podcast audio. Just putting it in like simple terms, I guess.
Yeah, produced by A24.
A24 film.
Which, again, in my opinion, another miss by A24 in its horror genre.
It was okay. Wasn't. I think it's a on a little reference over here on a Mr. Fruit scale. It's a can watch. Like you could watch it if you want to. It's not a great movie. It's not a terrible movie, but it's an okay movie. It's an okay. It's a 5 out of 10. It's like right in the middle.
That sounds to me like a mid movie.
That's what okay
So
means.
on
That is
on
what
Rotten
okay
Tomatoes,
means.
it is at a 73%. On it is at a 6.3 out of 10.
In IMDb.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's at a 6.3 out of 10.
Alright, so they rated it a little higher than what I said. Again, it's just an okay movie.
Well, give us your guys' ratings. How do you guys rate it? Like,
I'm gonna go
out of how much, and what exactly does your scale mean?
Okay. I was gonna use the tomato reference, the Rotten Tomato reference, which is so on a scale of 100%. I'm gonna rate it at a 32%. I know that's really low, but that's where for my Rotten Tomato rating is on that one. But for my IMDb rating, I would say that it is like a 6 out of 10. Nah, I know that seems so different, But hear me out though. Hear me out. I need to unbalance it on the Rotten Tomatoes. If it's at 73, it needs to go lower. It needs to be at 60%, is in my opinion. So
That's not the question though. What do you rate it as? And explain how you rate stuff.
honestly, I'm gonna stick with it being like a good 4 out of 10 for
Mhm.
myself. And the reason for it is because when I was going into this movie, I didn't expect like to have my socks blown away. But I was really looking forward to knowing how they did this concept. I was intrigued on how they would go about it. And the worst part about this one is, well, I don't know even know if I want to get into the spoilers just yet, but there is just a whole lot of nothing for a whole lot of something that's there. Spaces kind of gets taken over. And in my opinion, for my rating scale here is I want to rate it as a horror movie itself. As a horror movie, it lacks horror. So it's a good as a movie itself, yeah, I'm gonna go with what Brian said. It's watchable, but as a horror movie, it lacks. So 4 out of 10 for me.
Okay, well, I'm going on a 1 through 10 scale. Again, I'm giving 5 out of 10. It's an okay movie. It's not terrible. It's not great. It doesn't redefine any horror genres. um, just and I say it's an okay movie because plot's there and it has some of the horror aspects that a lot of people like. I just didn't think it was like over the top scary, and I don't think it was doing anything super new. I mean, it was trying to do something super new, but it wasn't.
Do you guys think it was scary at all?
No, but I think I have a problem with
Go on.
watching horror movies that, especially when I go to a theater, I never want to be like scared. And you know how like when you're in a theater, obviously, I mean, just when watching a movie in general, you know how like music always sets the tone for everything. So they start playing like their horror music, and because you're in the theater, the speakers are super loud, and I just don't like loud things. So I just my way to cope is I just start messing around, you know? Like Alan saw it firsthand. I just start putting like I just be like I just turn to him and be like, Alan, I'm really scared, bro. Like, Alan, please, can I leave? I was eating nachos, or I'd put the nachos over my eyes for like 2 seconds. I'd be like, I can't watch this, dude. It's too scary, you know. But the movie wasn't scary. Um, I liked some of the things they did. I was telling Alan one of the things that I really liked that I wish they did more of was when you're hearing the audio, because the movie again is about this haunted audio. When you're hearing the audio during one of the scenes, it cuts to the inside of the house of the main character, and it shows shots of her house uh that match the audio. Like there's
So
a
give
the
an example
so
for
like there's a part where I think she's running down the stairs or she's falling
or
down the
yeah,
stairs.
like the audio.
The audio is that she's falling or running down the stairs, and it cuts to the main character's staircase. So you can kind of picture like that person running down the stairs, you know? And I really like that, and I kind of wish they had done a little more of that because it kind of painted a picture without painting the picture. If that makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I will say that there was a lot of things in this particular movie. First off, it wasn't scary for me. As a matter of fact, I was actually falling asleep because nothing was going on. But bringing it back to Brian's point, yeah, I really love that interesting way of shooting the horror film with the audio. It really really was nice to see and refreshing how to see those shots happen in theater. I was like, oh my god, this is really cool. And throughout the movie it was trying to be very I like to call it artistic. Like it really tried to be different, like it really wanted it to be different with its angles and everything like that, like the way it was shooting. And I was like, I'm not really messing with it. Like it really is not serving the plot or anything, but those moments when it went into the shots of like hearing the sound of like the audio person going down the stairs and then a shot of the stairs. That was great. The only problem was that it happened at in the last like 10, 15 minutes of the movie. Like that's literally the only time that those shots were coming in.
So you feel like it took like a while to ramp up before we got like any actual like storytelling and like any actual good like scares?
I'm gonna say it did actually. I would so there's 10 audios, right? And they go and there was like 3, 4 nights. There's 10 audios, 3, 4 nights. If you split that, you can't really do that evenly. But they go through them like in a weird order. And I wish they would have gone through the audios much faster in like at least the first half of the movie and then seeing all of this like supernatural happening afterwards because the audios themselves uh they kind of like hold your hand
Mhm.
to tell you the entire story, and I don't like that because at audio like 4 or 5 you can already tell what's going on, like bro, like at this point like finish up the audios and let's see how that like okay, it's a demon for spoiler context, it's a demon. See how that demon takes place and how what does it do with this our main character, and we don't get any of that.
I didn't mind any of it. um, I mean, yeah, it's a slow build, but it's also not a long movie. It's like an hour 30, I think, length total. So I thought pacing was okay. I did like the second half of it more, but still, again, just an okay movie.
Okay, so just to recap real quick, what was your guys' ratings? You guys both did out of 10?
I did 5 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10? That's not too different. Just kind of seems like Alan was maybe a little less interested, but overall, pretty mid movie is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
What? When's the last time, if ever, you guys gave like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 for a horror movie, if you can think of it,
I
for a
don't.
horror movie, for a
Okay,
horror movie?
I don't consider. I mean, it's in the genre, so by technicality, Sinners got a 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh, dude, I forgot about Sinners. And they shout out Michael B. Jordan. Just
Shout
had
out
an
my
Oscar.
go, Michael B.
The
Jordan.
Go. Anyways, I was gonna say, what is it? The Forest? No,
The Ritual.
The
The
Ritual.
Ritual.
Is that the one?
I love that movie. The Ritual was the last time I gave. I think I saw a horror movie that I went. That's a 9 out of 10. That's a super solid horror movie. But I forgot. Well, yeah, Sinners too. Sinners
the
gets a
most
10 out of 10.
recent, yeah, the most recent one, yeah. But like, I like your answer. The Ritual. It's really nice.
It's a great movie.
What is it? It's a term now. It's called elevated horror. That's a really great movie. The way they dive into his trauma and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah,
yeah,
it was really great and executed. Honestly, spoilers for that movie if you guys haven't watched it.
yeah.
But um, in my head, the last like really good horror movie that I'd probably give like a 10 out of 10 or like a 9 out of 10 was I can't even pronounce it right now. It's a Korean one. The Gihon Asylum, I think it was something like that. I'll look it up and do better. Hold on. But yeah, that would be the last 10 out of 10 horror movie that I saw.
Fuzzy, what about you?
Um, Last 10 out of 10. Again, excluding Sinners. I don't even know like last 10 out of 10. So I'm just or like 9 out of 10. So I'm just gonna rattle off a really good one. Train to Busan,
Mm.
also Korean,
Mhm.
really fucking good.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a really good horror movie.
And then the last time I really did not mess with the movie was probably Hush, which I
Oh, you
think
didn't like
might
Hush?
be a hot take. I think
I think
that
so. I kind
one
of
is
liked it.
pretty like liked. But for me, what it was is that I'm really big on surprise, surprise. I'm really big on audio. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I think what it was similar to Alan. I think it just took a little too long to get there, and like I just was so uninvested by the time it did get there.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, honestly, I share your same opinion with Hush. I don't know. A lot of people.
I don't. I like that. Keep going.
a,
Anyway.
a lot of people like they, in my opinion, they overglaze a lot of the new horror movies. There's really nothing special to them right now, like especially the ones that come out like from big studio names. Oh, actually, that just reminded me. I take that back. My last 9 out of 10 is Together.
Oh yes, I forgot about Together. Together is so good.
That one
It's on my watch
is
list.
great. Yeah, you should go watch it.
I should. Anyway, going to Fuzzy's least favorite movie, horror movie. I mean, it's not super recent, but I wasn't a fan of Hereditary. I don't know if that's a hot take.
You know,
I
that
maybe
is
maybe
a
I maybe
big
I have,
hot take.
maybe I have to rewatch it. But on my first watch, I wasn't that crazy about it.
No, I'm with you,
So
Brian.
I mean, I'll rewatch it just so I can, because I'm kind of blanking on it right now. But from what I remember when I watched Hereditary, I wasn't crazy about it. I was like,
You know, you know what it is too, and I don't know if, but a lot of these new movies that get like really glazed up, it's the audio horror, and it's the sense of like creepiness and like uneasy that people give it. Like that's why they go, oh my god, this is the scariest thing ever that I've ever seen in my life. Like Hereditary is not scary at all. I share the same opinion with you, Brian. I don't think it's like it's whatever. It's an okay movie, you know. Um, but like the reason why people think it's like so like out of this world is because of how creepy it makes it feel. Like each of those should I say spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah, spoilers. Like each of
been
those
out for a
deaths
few
are,
years though. Yeah.
yeah, it's been out, but like a couple of those deaths are like really like uneasy. But excuse me, for someone who's been seeing a lot of movies, especially someone who's grew up watching like the Wrong Turn movies and stuff like that, like nada, bro. That's chafa. That's the plainest, most boring thing that you could ever like really see. And I'm talking to you like straight up, like like those deaths are pretty tame.
You know what movie I really liked that is I'm gonna just like let it be said, this is not a good movie. Clown in a Cornfield. I loved
Yeah,
that movie. That movie was so funny.
but you knew what you were getting like when you were going for that.
Oh yeah. Well, actually no, well, I mean I kind of did. I was hoping, right? I was like, "Oh, I hope this movie doesn't take itself too seriously." And it kind of started like it did. But then like 15, 20 minutes in, I was like, "No, you know what? They definitely know what they're doing." And I'm here for it. This is so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, um, I did find that movie funny, and I knew it was gonna be like silly. But like a movie that I think would have benefited way more from that as well is the Hard Eyes one, the Valentine's movie that just came out.
Mm.
If that one definitely took itself not too seriously, I think it would have done way better.
And then also, I don't know if we've talked about this on this podcast already, but I was always just a little spooked for Clown in the Cornfield, just because me and Brian do share that phobia of clowns.
Oh yeah, I don't like clowns, dude. That's why I get scared every time I look in the mirror.
Biggest clown
Ba-dum.
I know. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. But I think you know what clown movie might actually like really terrify you. If you or make you at least feel a little bit more uneasy, it would be the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh,
Oh no, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm good. I've seen like clips of it. I've seen parts of it.
if we get 10 subscribers, me
Nah.
and Brian will sit down and watch all those movies together.
Just 10?
Yes, the
Yeah,
low
yeah, it's a-
bar.
yeah, it's a-
It's a
it's a-
low bar. Well, I think is there two? Yeah, it's just two.
We already have 2 subscribers.
No, there's two movies.
I thought there was like 3.
I need to double check.
I think the
Or-
third one's like because were they remaking it?
What's the movie series with an
Yeah.
absurd amount of movies? Is that Leprechauns?
Yes, Leprechauns, Friday the 13th,
Friday the 13th,
I was thinking
Halloween,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh, I guess not really absurd, but I think anything above like 5 is like Children of the
Scream,
Corn.
Children of the Corn.
anything more than a trilogy, I'm out.
Yeah, Leprechaun
Final
does have like an
Destination.
outrageous amount of like Leprechaun in the Hood.
Saw.
What the heck?
Have you noticed that there's a trend? After a certain number, they all go to space.
That's how you know a
the
franchise
earlier
is dead.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, like the earlier ones. That's how you know you've made it. Is when you're like, quick. What other sequel do we have? I know. We send them to space.
But it was only 2.
Could have sworn there were like 3 or 4. But
Leprechaun and Friday the 13th, like big names.
oh, okay. All right.
Nightmare on Elm Street didn't go up there. Texas Chainsaw
Sharknado,
never went
there's
up
like
there.
5 of those.
Oh my god, dude! I honestly thought that Sharknado was a joke.
You thought it was a bit?
Like I really thought that.
I think it was a bit, and now
Sci-fi
it's
was
turned
like-
into like it's turned into like a cult following. Like it's its own thing now. you know?
Yeah, I thought so,
So-
but I don't know how it took off. It just did.
Anaconda. How many Anaconda movies are there?
4, 5, but they're not all in the shared same universe.
Interesting.
Oh, the new one with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. I saw that one. I Will Die on That Hill. That movie was so good. Not at all scary, but it was so good.
Okay,
I know no one liked it. It was great.
I was gonna say, I feel like okay, you take a brand name like Anaconda, you kind of are expecting a specific movie, I guess, right?
Big snake. Eat people.
That's it.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But if you see,
I don't care about anything else.
but if you see the trailer for Anaconda, with Paul Rudd and Jack Black, that does not look like your average Anaconda movie, bro. You know what you're going in for, I think, in my opinion.
Well, that's what I would say. That's like a part of it is a bit when I say, "Oh, that movie was so good." Like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm just a big Jack Black fan, you know.
No, I believe you.
But one of the things I didn't like about that movie was the low on screen at the very least kill count. You know.
Oh, yeah.
We have like 2 or 3 fake outs, and then our main cast is like 5 people. You know.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah. One of the things that the Anaconda series does really well is take out people.
I was gonna say that for the longest time I didn't even realize that movie had come out until Fuzzy was like, "Yeah, I want to go see it," and I was like, "Really?" But I could have sworn last time I saw anything about it was just that they were making a new one. I didn't realize the whole trailer. Like they had a whole press tour and
You didn't see the
out.
trailer, bro?
I didn't see. I didn't know. I didn't see any of it.
Anaconda
I didn't see any of it. And I just saw the headline that they were like they're making a new Anaconda movie with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, and I went, "Oh, cool." And then next thing I know, Fuzzy's like, "Yeah." And then next thing I know, Fuzzy's like, "Yeah, I want to go see the new Anaconda movie," and I went, "Didn't it just go into production? Am I tripping? Did I forget all about this movie?"
You did?
I was like, I didn't see a single trailer. I didn't see a single poster. I didn't see anything about it. And so Fuzzy's like, "Yeah, I already watched it." And I was like, "What?"
To be fair, though, you do miss out on a lot.
Yeah, I'm a little slow.
There was nothing added after that. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
It's not his fault. He hibernates.
It's true. Just like a bear does. El oso. Speaking of missing out, I think a lot of people have been missing out on, and I'm going to bring it back to like a absurd amount of movies and series, right? Scream franchise. One of my favorites. Like really, really one of my favorites. Between the new trilogy that just came out for Scream and Scream 4, there was a TV series that came out.
Oh, yes.
The Scream TV show.
And the MTV one?
Yeah, the MTV one. Yeah, Scream MTV. And I hopped on that like the moment it came out. I was excited. I thought, I was actually baited out. I really thought that the whole series was gonna be like Ghostface himself. And it wasn't. And then boy, was that amazing. Like that was great. And I feel like nowadays more people are talking about it, and I have this big pride when it comes to like I was there first, and not all y'all bandwagoning on this. Where were y'all when I wanted that season 3 to happen, or technically season 4?
It just picked up like I just picked up like emotion out of nowhere. Like people would just start talking about it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because it
know.
was season one and two were connected, and
Yes.
then they did they give it to like another, or did they give it to like one of their
So
like
what was
other subsidiary companies, and then they made a third season that was totally unrelated to season one and two, right?
no? So what happened was Scream 1 and 2, those MTV Scream 1 and 2
Uh huh.
seasons, they were a Brandon James story. And then they gave it a movie, like a only TV movie.
Oh,
And
okay.
in the process that those series was being made, they were still trying to get the rights to use the Ghostface mask. Because I don't know if anybody else out there knows this, but in the Ghostface mask is not Scream's own thing. Like the creators when they were making Scream,
They just came across it.
they came across
Yeah, I
it, and
remember
so
that.
they went over to the party store that made that mask and asked for the rights for it, and so they sold it to them, and they basically hold the rights to all of that. So everything, all of that is just to that party store, and so
I'm gonna out nerd Alan real quick. They actually didn't have the rights right away, but they used the mask anyway, and then later on they obtained the rights.
Oh,
They were doing it illegally for a second.
yeah. Eat it, Alan.
I didn't say anything about them obtaining it right
No,
away.
no, just take the hit.
Just take the hit. Just take the hit. Just take the hit.
Okay. Um. Anyways, season 1 and 2 were in production, and in the before the first season even aired, they still wanted the rights to the mask so bad, but they couldn't get the rights in time, so they switched up their story and everything else. And by the time that they were able to lock in the rights to the mask, th- they just decided to start a new series, and that's what season 3 came about. And they were actually testing the waters with these TV seasons to see if people were still interested in Scream, and they were, and that's how we ended up getting number 5, 6, and 7 now. But but I really, really, really love this series. There was so many characters that I think, if the actual Scream franchise took, they would have benefited a lot from it. Like,
If the took from the TV show.
yes. So one of my favorite characters there. So you know the Randy like character type, because I'm talking to you, Fuzzy, because I know you've seen Scream more.
Mhm.
But you know how he's like a nerd. He knows what's going on. He basically explains to you ex machina everything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Um, obviously you have to have that same character in the show to make it feel like it's part of the same universe. They give it to this guy. His character's name is Noah. And instead of him just being this nerd that knows what everything is, basically, he's a gamer. He's a hacker, and he's a virgin for the first
Not a great
season.
combo.
Yeah, but guess what? He actually gets involved. Like his character type is so likable. Like he he also like maybe in the first 4 episodes you think like maybe he's a suspect, but not really, you know? Like but he plays around with his character so much. That character should have been given to what's his name? If we take it back to Screen 5, that Noah's character
Mhm.
should have been given to the guy from the Wallows, the guy that did
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
13 Reasons
Oh my
Why.
god,
Oh my god,
I'm
what's his
blanking on his
name?
name, but yes.
But he should have been that character type, in my opinion, and not Mindy trying to pull over and use her uncle's knowledge of everything. If you take what his character ended up being and just added a little bit more spice of like knowledge, you would have gotten Noah. Somebody that can fight back, somebody that understands like he was solving so many things. And but yeah, I could go on and on about this damn series, but in my opinion, season 1 and 2, these were 8 out of 10 banger seasons. Everybody should go watch plus the movie. They do really well at turning a slasher movie into a series. Don't watch season 3 though. It it was just bad. It was it was bad. But you know, that's what all TV series. That's why it ended up getting canceled, anyways.
Speaking of movies turned into TV shows, welcome to Derry. Thoughts on, or actually, first of all, what would each of you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? We'll go 1 through 10 here.
Right.
And I'll go off. I'll start first by saying it was a solid 7.2 out of 10, I would say. Fuzzy?
Okay. First and foremost, I don't finish shows. I don't finish movies that I don't like. I finished Welcome to Derry. I liked Welcome to Derry. Right? As a show for me, as someone who's seen like the movies and I'm chronically online and know like stuff about like the mythology and all that, I would put the show at like a 6 out of 10 if I'm rating out of 10. 60 out of 100 if I'm rating out.
Math, quick math.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I guess that leaves me, and the reason why they went first is because I glazed that show.
Because we outnumber him. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, that's Welcome to Peak. I would say it's a 10 out of 10.
Why would you call it Welcome to Peak? Like what about it? Could you elaborate, please?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to say shout out to all the actors. Shout out to the directors. They did an amazing job, honestly, with having this series connect really well with the movie. And I know a lot of them were so young when they first filmed this as well. And first props to all of them, right? Like you
Oh
gotta give it
no,
props.
dude, yeah. All the child actors on that show
So good.
killed it, dude. 10 out of 10 on their acting
Yeah.
for sure. Also, real quick, shout out my boy. Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Rudy.
Mancuso.
I don't know why I wanted to say Randy. Rudy.
Rudy Mancuso. Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
Guy
honestly.
with the puppets.
Yes. Shout out to honestly, dude. First, what it takes to make productions like that is incredible, and that's my first thing that I want to say. Give flowers where flowers are due. Now the reason why I think Welcome to Peak is peak 10 out of 10, is because it does really well, and it subjected my expectations. I had no idea what they wanted to go about, and it made sense that they wanted to go backwards. Now, with how it starts and how it keeps going, I love the fact that one, they weren't afraid to kill off people. I like people were just going out left and right. Specifically, the first two episodes, like that was crazy. We didn't even get to see this amount of bloodshed from the movies. Like the movies were very tamed compared to the TV series, and and that was like one of the main things that I was like really excited about. Um, Let me see. The other thing is that for Welcome to Peak, they explored new characters really well. They gave each of them and developed them really well. I know I have complaints for our main girl after like episode six, four, five. I mean, six, five, and six. She does become like a sideline background character, which is great though, in my opinion, because the story kind of uh, is broken up really well to give each and every one of them their own piece of like the puzzle to solve up until until the finale. Um, I love the fact that we get the native conversations as well. We get even more backstory than just what we got in the book. Like in the book, it explains a couple of things as well. Like they go into more detail in certain aspects, and in this show itself, like it really goes on and explores a lot, especially since I know, based on lore as well, they can't do like a lot of the turtle scenes. They can't really explore a lot of of the the supernatural that it is because of how they tamed him in the movies. But the show itself like really did really well at explaining so many things and setting it up for the next season, which I was excited. It went from I was never scared, but it went from like horror mystery to annoyance a bit, and then shudder awe, and then at the end like I was in tears. Like it it is a series that brings me to tears in general, but like they did so beautiful with it. That's why I would say it was a peak 10 out of 10.
So I think one of the things that you pointed out that I agree with, that the show did do a good job in doing this, but for me personally, it was a negative. Was the like the setup and like the backstories and like having the characters realize like what they're going up against. For me, that was a negative because I already know what they're going up against. So yes, it's fun seeing characters figure it out in like their own time and whatever. But the problem for me is that we're watching two, sometimes three different groups of characters figure out the same thing. Um, and like I didn't need to see that, Like I like yes, it needed to happen in the show, but I'm like, what? Like it felt like it was telling it to me repeatedly, and it made me feel like the show thought I was dumb. Was my problem with it.
I can see that. I can see that 100%. I'm not gonna disagree with you on any of that. Like I could definitely see, cause like I mean, if you've seen the movies, if you even read the books, you know what the clown can do, right? Like you know
Mhm.
what he could do. You know what he's actually doing, and it makes sense that if you're watching this again, you're just like, okay, like I know what he can do. So why do I need to see this again? But I mean, besides them doing that like again and again for the different groups, I think it was like you. I don't think you can make it any better because then you leave that whole gap of like, how did they come to that realization, and like now where are they at this point? Like, what do they know? Do they know more than this other group, or do they know less than this other group? You get what I'm saying? Like if you don't hold mistake, I guess if you don't like walk your hand with them as well, you'll lose a certain point because like the father doesn't know as much as what the kids know in that series. He just knows that there's this thing and it can do this, but the kids know that it can do this, but it can't do that because the father knows that it can do that. I'm not gonna spoil what I'm talking about, but they all know that it specifically can do something. They all have the same basic grounds on it, but they all have different knowledge on what it does. Does that make sense? Which I think it did really well, but I know it does flow and like makes it seem like you're getting that same information over and over and over again.
No, yeah, you're right. It does flow well in that aspect. Um Again, like I wouldn't have finished the show if I didn't think it was a good show. It was, again, like you said, it was shot really well. The acting was really good. Um if anything, I felt like it was maybe just a tad overproduced. I felt like
Mhm.
some like establishing shots like lingered a little bit, or like sometimes we'd have like fadeaways and like cutscenes and stuff. And I'm just like, no, just get to the story. Like I don't need to see all that. Like it's cool. It's an artistic choice, and I respect it. But for me, it just added a little too long to the wait on like certain revelations. And again, I know I'm coming from a point of view where I know certain things, so maybe I'll enjoy season two a little more, where we already got all of this out of the way. And whenever, if ever, season two, I get to see it, I'll be here saying like, oh, 10 out of 10, super good.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a little bit more worried with season 2 because the whole fact that you're like, I know what you're talking about, like it holding your hand and going back all the way through. I feel like season 2 might have to do that because it's a new set of characters, but I don't know how they'll do it. I'm excited with how they're going to go about it because I know for a fact that we have a director that loves this franchise as well. And honestly, to me, that's all that matters, really, because regardless. like if it's not a 10 out of 10 like this one is for me, right? If season 2 is not a 10 out of 10 like season 1 is, it's still going to be really well adapted in this whole realm, and I'm excited. Like it Welcome to Derry really elevated a lot of things, and I love that it really put that damn clown in in the forefront of everyone right now. Like in my opinion, I like the first two the It Part 1 and Part 2. Um I know that they're horror films, but like I said, I was crying. I love the story, the underlining story of it itself. Especially the ending of Part 2. Like it really like tugs at my heart. And the only other movie that made me cry that was a horror movie like that was Mr. Scream 6. But that's because my favorite character died there. But like the yeah, but the underlining story um for it does it so well. And it's basically a what do you call that? Dang, it's a comfort series. That's what it is for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Fuzzy on a lot of the stuff he said why he didn't like it. I also feel like some of the episodes are a little too long. Like I think specifically, was it episode 2 when it ended, and then the little bar was like, "Oh, up next episode 3." I went, "Up next episode 3." You tell me I didn't just watch episode 2 and 3? I was like, "Wait, oh, I didn't even realize I hadn't realized I had watched it." Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, but it felt like two different episodes when I was watching it, from what I remember. So I was kind of like, "Oh, didn't realize that this was just one whole episode."
I think that's another thing is very divisive is that like the length of the episodes and like whether or not they felt long to you. Um it's definitely going to be up to like the individual person whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. For me, that was kind of a negative. The fact that like I could sit through the whole episode and like by the end of it I'm like damn like I was there for a while, you know? Like when I watch like a good movie, I don't even like notice the time that I'm sitting there. But for Welcome to Derry, like I was noticing the time for some episodes. Other episodes were like so like almost too quick, you know?
Actually, I wanna ask you something. Do you think that like binging ruins that feeling? Because I saw it when it was like releasing, like episode after episode, and I was like, that's it for the episode. I wanted more. Um, and I think for me at least, like it didn't linger long enough. I know you guys are saying that it felt like it was longer, but I felt like some of those episodes went by so quick that I wanted so much more. Maybe it was my excitement, because like obviously I can't go to the next episode right after. But do you think that having because I think you guys both watched it when after it all fully came out, right?
Yeah, I think when I started watching it, I think the last episode still hadn't aired, but it was gonna air like in a few days. I binge a lot. I binge hard, and Fuzzy knows it because I'll be talking to him about like I'll be rewatching How I Met Your Mother or another one of my favorite sitcoms, and I'll tell him I'll be like, "Hey, like I just started rewatching How I Met Your Mother," and then like 2 days later I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm already like on season 3, dude," you know. um, and it's like you said. I don't know if it's just because it's something I like, but I don't notice that I've just binged all of it. But there was definitely, like Fuzzy said, there was definitely a few episodes in Welcome to Derry where I went, "Oh, this is still the same episode. This feels like it's dragging a little bit." And I like the show, but there's definitely a few areas where I'm like, we could have cut a little bit of this.
For me, I cannot binge for whatever reason. I cannot. Right now I'm rewatching Hunter x Hunter and I'm flying through it, but that's because I am fast forwarding all the parts that I don't need, you know? Like I don't need to see them run 70 kilometers for 2 episodes. Like 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 that does nothing to the story. I fast forward to the parts I don't need, and that is como se dice just how I'm enjoying the show. And for Welcome to Derry, where yeah, like I had the episodes to go through, I was never gonna binge it anyway. I don't binge.
I get it. I get it. But what do you guys think? Do you think maybe it was my excitement? Like if I had to go through the whole thing all over again and just binge it, do you think I would have probably felt the same way of like the timing, or do you think it just varies?
I do think it helps the fact that because you read the books, right?
Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah. So it definitely helps that like you know what you're getting into and like you're just happy to see like the adaptation, Cuz obviously you would have been critical of it either way. Me for example, take the Maze Runner series, right? I loved the books. The movies I can admit to you weren't good. Like they weren't that good. But like once I saw the second movie or even 30 minutes into the second movie, I was like, "All right, I can tell this isn't going to be like the books very much." So I'm just happy to be here for the ride to see like my favorite characters live action on screen. And I'll still watch the Maze Runner movies from time to time. And I think it's like a similar thing to you. You were just happy to be seeing certain plot points, certain like developments and like you can point to it and be like, "Oh my god, like all the turtle symbolism, you know?"
Yeah, the turtle
Yeah,
was
like
there.
that was
Yeah.
cool. Like like
Mhm.
like she gets her bracelet. She's like, "Oh, turtles are lucky." And you're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, the turtle mascot.
So I
Yeah, yeah.
definitely think if you watched it again, I don't think you would have agreed with us and like it would have brought down your rating. I do think you would like see our point of view a little more. But overall, I think you liked the show and you're just gonna like the show.
Yeah, I don't think your score would go. If anything, your score would maybe drop by like point two, point three at most, because maybe, and I know I do this when I rewatch stuff, is that because you already have a general sense of what's going on, you'll kind of start to look at other things. You start to pay attention to other things. I feel like.
Oh, hold on. Wait, but isn't that more like like nitpicking at that point?
No, because I don't think I'm not saying you're specifically looking for things. I'm just saying that like maybe you'll look at a corner of a screen. Like I know I do it all the time. I half of the time it's not nitpicking. I'll just be like, oh, you know what? I've never noticed that this isn't the same color. Like, or just small things like that. But half of the time I don't go, oh, that makes the show worse. No, I just go, oh, it's pretty cool. Or I'll catch something where I'll be like, oh, there was another reference to this thing here that I didn't catch on the first time. That's kind of cool.
So I have a question, and maybe the answer is both. Are you talking about like continuity errors or are you talking about like Easter eggs?
Both. Again,
Okay.
yeah. Like I think, and I just think it's a normal thing that'll happen. At least it is for me. I'll catch like another Easter egg, or maybe I'll just catch like a little continuity here. But again, that to me doesn't make me go, oh yeah, this show's ruined. No, it just goes, oh okay, because I like that. I like seeing stuff like the behind the scenes. You know how they try to match up to make sure that every shot like lines up. But you know how some shows or movies they don't do that. Like they're drinking a glass of water or something. In one shot the glass is full, and another it's like halfway, and another it's almost empty, and then it goes back to full. That doesn't ruin the movie for me. I just go, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. Because it's like two different like trains of thought, right? Like an Easter egg, if you see it like on a second rewatch, I feel like that elevates the
Yeah,
experience for
yeah,
you.
for sure.
Um, like for example, me when I was watching How I Met Your Mother the first time, the episode where Marshall's father passes, I
Oh,
Oh
didn't
my
I
god.
didn't pick up
you
on
Yeah.
didn't pick up.
the
I didn't pick up on the numbers at first either.
Wait,
The
really?
countdown. The
I didn't pick
countdown.
up on them until like we were already like halfway through the
Yeah, you're,
episode.
you're like
So when I
you're
watched
Okay.
it the
you're
second time,
you're. I picked up. I think once we got to like 10, I picked up it
yeah,
up on the end. I was like, wait a second, we're counting down.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
stuff like that, not necessarily like we're going into like every single thing with this like cinema sins mindset of like, oh, this is wrong, so that makes this seem bad, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, 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 right. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I think you're right. If I since I like it, I think I was gonna like it regardless as well. I did see it with somebody else the entire time. And she also, she also fell in love with the first because I showed her part one and part two
Right.
and the story. She fell in love with the story. regardless that she's not a big fan of horror like that. And I mean, yeah, well, I'm the biggest skeptic on like horror and stuff like that, So I guess don't follow my same my rubric in in if it's scary or if it's not, right?
Right.
But most of the time it's not. But she was like really big fan of the It Part 1, Part 2. And when she saw the what's it called? Welcome to Derry, midway through I also had her see the Doctor Sleep to give her a little bit even more context because she had
Mm.
already seen The Shining.
Yeah, yeah.
So like there were so many things that were included into the Welcome to Derry thing that I know like normal or not a normal, I mean like a casual,
A
like a
casual
casual
viewer, a
yeah, a
casual
casual
viewer.
viewer would come in
Right,
and see.
right.
You don't do that. You don't go in like that's probably why I have such a high like
You immersed
yeah,
her into it with you. That's cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
And so that's probably why our ratings are like super high.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
fair enough. A little hot take, I think. I kind of like Doctor Sleep, the movie with Ewan McGregor.
I wanna say that like I feel like
Because I think it
a
got
lot
a
of people.
bad rating. It
Yeah,
got a lot of bad ratings. It
yeah.
got
I was gonna say a lot of
a lot of bad reviews. I watched it one time, like I think a year or two after it came out, and I went, it was not that bad.
honestly, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I was, "Ooh,
I
it's kind
didn't.
of cool. I kind of like this."
I hated the fact on like his ending.
Hmm.
Ian McGregor, but I loved it too at the same time. I was like, this fits him perfectly.
Yeah, no, I thought it was
Like
cool.
I thought it was a beautiful movie. Honestly, it really sucks that it didn't get the love it deserved. I think it was really it was a really great movie. Like it was really built well. The story connected a lot. But I think that's what the thing is that like most casual viewers saw it and they were like, I don't get this. Because if you don't see
Because
The
it's a sequel.
Shining,
Yeah,
yeah, if you don't, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
sequel 20, 30 years later.
Which remember, I have that feeling too. Like, hey, you can make a sequel, you can whatever, but you can still make it for a casual viewer, like to make them feel like they didn't miss out. And some movies that make sequels or prequels or whatever you want to say, a second part of this, don't do that generally. They really just focus on like they already know who their audience is. They really just go for them. That's really what they do most of the time, and it sucks, but not all um critics like not all the scores represent the movie as well. Like even us giving each and every one of our opinions on all of this, like take our own opinions with
A grain of salt.
yeah, with a grain of salt, however you guys want. Don't just because we rate something so low or so high, don't be like, oh my god, that's it, that's my metric. I love that you guys hear us out for all of these, but I would say give each movie a shot.
Oh,
Give
no, for
each
sure.
TV show a shot.
For sure. For
Give your
sure.
own take, and maybe you'll agree with me, or maybe you'll agree with Fuzzy, or maybe you'll agree with Brian. Because right now it's a 2v1, but I can promise you something. We can talk about something, and it'll be a 1v1v1,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
or a three all together. But
Do we all agree? We all
yeah.
disagree? Yeah, no, for sure. I would say don't listen to anything I have to say because there are terrible movies out there that I love,
That's
and there are
true.
like critically acclaimed, like they're loved by everybody, and I go, eh. But again, it just boils down to likes and dislikes, and
I would say the opposite for me. Absolutely listen to everything that I have to say. I am objectively right. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I
like
believe that too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like a quick example. Recently, somebody brought up the fact that Moulin Rouge is like one of the best movies out there, and I remember watching it, and I went, "It's okay.
It's okay.
It's not great." But I think that's one of those movies that was like hyped up for like the longest time, and people around me were like, "You have to watch Moulin Rouge. It's so good. It's like the best movie ever." And I watched that, and I went, "It's all right. It's okay. It's an
I
okay movie."
Yeah. I also think that like when
That's why
there's
I'll never watch
pressure.
Pirates. Sorry.
Okay. I was
I just gotta put that out there.
okay. I was gonna say, I feel like when there's pressure for like whether there's like a oh this is the best movie out there, this movie's gonna do this movie's gonna do that to you. Uh I think most people, or maybe just us, because we have so many opinions, right? Maybe we're coming in with a specific mindset to like already be like, eh. I always like try to come in with an open mind to things. But like for example, I can give you an example right here, right now. Like Tarot, Tarot, the movie. I already knew that that was gonna be trash. Like the moment that I saw the production company who was being released by, and the trailer, I was like, oh, I'm not spending my money on that. And or like for example, like Scream, the new one, I was like, oh, I'm not spending my money on that. I'd rather wait until I get a seat on a streaming service because I already know how it's gonna end. I could have solved it right then and there based on the trailer. You know, like things like that. Those are the only times where I would be like, oh, I'm not open minded on this movie.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I also think it's just like natural, right? Like if somebody overhypes a movie, you go in with that expectation of, oh, this movie's gonna be 10 out of 10, and then you come out of that movie with anything less, you go, damn, that was a bummer. You know, like I think Get Out was another movie that people were hyping up, and I watched it, and I was like, I like it. I'm not gonna say it was a bad movie. No, I liked it. I don't know if I agree with everybody saying it was like a peak horror movie. But I was like, at the time, right? I was like, no, it was good, and like it deserves the
It's
awards it should
flowers,
have
yeah,
get. Yeah,
yeah.
it's flowers and everything, but I don't know if I would have ranked it right up there just because of everybody like overhyping it. I think I'd probably put it like half a point below everybody's score maybe.
See, that's a good point. Is that like what is your mindset going into like watching a movie or a show? For me, sometimes I can make up my mind. Like hey, like I'm here to have a good time. A good example of that was what was it? Rise of Skywalker, right? Like I went
I
into
remember
it.
that.
I went into it thinking, this trilogy is a mess. It's a mess. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna look at the Easter eggs. I'm gonna look at characters that I'm never gonna see again, that aren't gonna get their time in the sun, and that's fine. Like I'm gonna be happy when I see them. And yeah, I saw the Knights of Ren show up. I'm like, that's super sick. I saw Ben Solo pull out the blue lightsaber. I'm like, that's sick. That's super cool. And I think maybe sometimes that is my mindset to a detriment, where I'm like, no, 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 I loved this movie, and everybody's like, this movie was bad. I'm like, no, you lied. It can't be bad. I
I
loved it.
I get what you're saying too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And you're right. It definitely has to do with your mindset. But you also have to remember that when you went to go see that trilogy, that last Rise of Skywalker movie, we had already been plotting and making fun of like the plot of how it was gonna be solved, how everything was gonna be turned around, and it was so bad that when Palpatine comes out again and he says, "Do it," you like gasped and was like pointing, doing the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, the oh, right there, right there, right there, in the
Yeah.
theater, and it was dead silent, and it was just me and you like laughing at each other. No, yeah, but I mean, look, guys, honestly, I want to say this.
Watch
Welcome to
Welcome to
Peak.
Derry.
Oh, welcome to Peak. For myself at 10 out of 10, and honestly, the discourse is out there. Like I said, it's very divisive in how this is taken. Maybe maybe there are a lot of people more on my side for Welcome to Derry. I would like to say that from what I've seen, there's a lot of love for that show, and like super high ratings, in my opinion. But this is why we do what we do right here, right? And also, this is to give our input on it, right?
Right, right. Um, I mean, what else can I say, dude? Like, welcome to Peak. Not for me. I think if you want to see Welcome to Peak, you should just start this episode from the beginning and continue listening because we are Peak. Even
We
though
are. We are.
Yeah, that's the one thing I will say. that the best part about all of our ratings right now is that, guys, this is a 10 out of 10 podcast. 10 out of 10 time, you know? Spend your time here. You know what you're looking, you know what you're gonna get. This is the moment. I hope you guys like really enjoyed our inputs and takes. Also, I know that you wanted to have some word.
Yeah, this is the moment, and this is Los Spookies.
So, like I was saying, I hope you guys, I hope you guys had fun. You really tell me a lot. Are we valid? Is our takes correct? Do you guys agree with me, or do you guys agree with Eloso and Fuzzy on getting double teamed right here? All right. All I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, you guys are here. You guys, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that is listening right now at this moment, because you guys know that this is a 10 out of 10 podcast. And I mean, what better podcast to be at than Los Spookies?